Caveman delivers a huge game for Jake Cave. Big game for the Twins offense overall. A ton to talk about after a Twins sweep on today's Locked On Twins postcast.
You are Locked On Twins postcast, part of Locked On Sports Minnesota, your team every day.
And welcome to another edition of our Locked On Twins postcast. Today is Sunday, August 28th. I'm the host of Locked On Twins, Nash Walker, here with writer and reporter at Access Twins, Mr. Brandon Warren. Before we get started, a vital message from NHTSA. If you think you're okay to drive after a few drinks, think again, play it safe, and plan ahead to get a ride. It only takes one mistake to change your life or someone else's forever. Drive sober or get pulled over. Brandon, big win for the Twins today, completes a 3-game sweep. They found a way last night, and they found a way today with a great offensive performance.
For sure. And it's hard to believe that Aaron Sanchez started this game because just so much happened after he left, and the bullpen did everything it had to. I kind of think, maybe not specifically Devin Smeltzer, but they should have had a long guy in this role, I think, all season long. So it's kind of surprising that they didn't, but great job by Smeltzer. Might get him sent out because after 51 pitches, he may not be all that helpful for a while, but great job by him. Great job by the offense, and a great job to put together a 5 spot in the 5th after a lucky break with that ball jumping over the fence, preventing from Brandon Crawford from scoring and giving the Giants a chance to take the lead. Giants don't score the rest of the day. That 5 spot holds up, and just a really nice effort. Great weekend. 20-5 is the sweep, and the Twins looked great. That I got to ask, you were at last night's game, correct?
Yes.
How was that?
It was great. I mean, it was a little slow. I would say it was a little slow. And then it started pouring rain. They came back out. Felt like that reset kind of helped. And those are the types of games, though. Like if you lose that game, in order to sweep a series, you have to win a game like that. Usually, like you have to win a tight game. You have to find a way in those contests.
They won one of each type of game that I think good teams win. They had the blowout where they just kind of blitzed the Giants in the first game. They had that thrilling come from behind, whatever you want to call it, last night. You got the rain. You've got the whatever kind of brain cramp you want to talk about. Celestino having whatever, just a gritty, gutty team win. And then just a very workmanlike performance today. Aaron Sanchez just enough to keep you in the game. And you just piece it together from there without having to use any of your big guys outside of, Fulmer and Lopez each got some work, but it wasn't that big of a deal. They're in a good spot coming into this Red Sox series. And this, speaking of good spot, the Red Sox are not.
No.
There's a chance that even the most ardent Twins fans will maybe have heard of one of the starters the Twins are going to face in Michael Wacha in the finale. I know you'll get to that in a minute, but
yes, we will. We'll discuss that series. Brian Bayo going Monday has not been a good year for the rookie. Electric stuff, and we'll discuss that series. But Aaron Sanchez steps in today. Interesting question here from Jacob. He says, who do you think will be up for Chicago? I think the plan is now that Malley is going to start one of those games in Chicago, so he's filling in Sanchez's spot, probably Sanchez's last turn. Is there a situation, Brandon, where you see Sanchez staying as one of the two, or what do you foresee here?
Well, one of the one, because they can only have one pitcher. They can only go to 14.
Okay.
They said on the radio today. They clarified that with Thad Levine this morning. So
okay.
I don't know, because you could make a case for Sanchez, who I think his stuff looks okay.
Yeah.
The curveball looks decent. There's good run on his fastball. You can make a case for Randy Dobnak, who ramped his rehab up at AAA St. Paul today. And we still don't know where Kenta Maeda is. Now, he's not going to be ready in time for September 1 and the call-ups and all that. But you can make a case that any one of a number of guys could be that option. Maybe they want to get a look at Drew Strootman. I don't know. What I would say is if it was me, I'd keep Sanchez up for the length. I think he gives you a little bit more than Smeltzer does. If they want Smeltzer from a matchup standpoint, because if you're getting a short start from Dylan Bundy or from Chris Archer, that opposing team is setting a lineup based on a right-handed starter.
Right.
So maybe Smeltzer's your guy there. But if you can keep both of them, I don't see any reason not to, at least to start and then kind of reevaluate maybe a week in or so.
Yeah, I think it is team to team. Like this Giants, they love to platoon. That's kind of their thing. They platoon. So you take advantage of that by bringing in Smeltzer. Some offenses are different. Red Sox, you see kind of the same cast of characters, especially at the top of the lineup. So it'll be interesting, but that's for the Chicago series. Before we preview that series and talk about another great win for the Twins, betonline.net is the fastest and easiest way to check all your betting needs. Find out your favorite sports and events at the #1 online source for odds, lines, and games. It truly is the best place to go bet. Find reviews and news of every league, including Major League Baseball, the NFL, the NBA, the NHL, combat sports, esports, and even golf. BetOnline is where the game starts. So, Brandon, what's the significance here? The White Sox got swept. I'm not ready to say it's over, but it feels like it might be over for the Sox. And the Twins swept. Sox are swept. Now they're 3 games back.
Dan Gladden said in the 8th or 9th inning that it's over. It's done for the White Sox. So I don't know if that's going to get back to them or not, but we'll see. But he says they're done. I also, too, I wanted to ask, who's your favorite Seattle Mariner, and why is it Dylan Moore who hit a 3-run homer?
I was like, let's go.
off a Savali. So good things going so far today. No, I mean, it's the same thing. We've had times where we've thought the Twins were dead. In fact, I think you put Jacob Tobin's comment up on the screen for people who are watching that the Twins are not dead yet. And there it is again. Yeah. But man, I've been out on the White Sox for months now. They've been just so thoroughly mediocre. Steve Stone tweeted something about 2 months ago saying, now is the time, jump off the bandwagon, jump on, whatever, but set yourself up for the rest of the way. And they've gone 30-29 since then. So it's like they've just tread water all season long. I just don't see it with these guys. Lance Lynn isn't good enough right now. Dylan Cease can't do it all by himself. Lucas Giolito has been just average-ish, okay-ish. I don't see it with the White Sox this year, and hopefully the Twins can go in and clean up. Maybe not a sweep, but it'd be nice to go in and clean up on them at what you call guaranteed lame field.
Guaranteed lame. They'll go there next weekend. Yeah. That could be a series where they put the nail in, and I think you and I have discussed this throughout the season, throughout the race. The ideal situation for me was let's eliminate, whether it was Cleveland or Chicago, try to get one of these teams out of it. And then it's just you and whoever. And it ended up being Cleveland. They played the best baseball, in the second half and down the stretch. But we might see that with the White Sox kind of falling back a little bit, falling out of the race. That would be significant for the Twins.
Well, it's always tough when you're chasing multiple teams. In a wild card, it's a little different because it's divisions and everything. But when you're chasing multiple teams, unless they're playing each other, usually someone's winning. And so you're kind of chasing that carrot that's being dangled over your head on the fishing pole, like in cartoons from when you were a kid. So yeah, to have Chicago kind of take a step back and wither away. I mean, no Twins fan is going to shed a tear over that, especially if you're on Twitter and see how kind of haughty they got about Twins fans last year. Kind of were not exactly too friendly about it. So with that said, yeah, it'd be nice to just go head to head with Cleveland. And then to finally do some damage against Cleveland. I swear Cleveland has had their number this season, and it's high time for them to, put up or shut up. And it's hopefully put up if you're the Twins in this case.
This could potentially be a great weekend for the Twins. If Cleveland loses, they lost 3 out of 4. If they lose today, if that score holds, we'll see. I saw first and third, nobody out. They just don't stop. So I would not count them out. But if they end up losing to Seattle, the White Sox get swept and the Twins sweep, I think that's an A+ weekend. And they got themselves right back into it with taking care of their own business. And it kind of proves our point. You just got to win. And when you win, good things tend to happen.
Well, and it's the backwards way of baseball, where if you can go into a series with your biggest bullpen guys fresh, that gives you kind of I don't know, your deck is much better stacked against a team that can hit. I mean, I don't think their pitching is very good, but Boston, they're going to play the Twins tough no matter what. That's one team that Rocco has not had a lot of success against. And so to, make up some of that ground would be awfully nice.
So Red Sox series, the same guys you got to worry about. It's the heart of that order. It's Xander Bogaerts, Rafael Devers, JD Martinez. Martinez went deep today, but this is a Red Sox team that reminds me of the Giants team the Twins just saw, which is very disappointing after, a playoff season last year where they went to the ALCS. This year has been nothing but disappointment, I think, for them. They had one good month. Trevor Story's back now, but overall, not a good season at all for the Red Sox.
And boy, what a weird season for free shortstops who signed in the offseason. You've got Correa, who's not having a Correa season necessarily, although he's been incredible lately. Story hasn't been great. Seager was down for a bit. Semion's been down, and just an incredible stretch of those guys. And who knows? Bogarts could be next. He's about to hit free agency too, most likely. So yeah, it's just kind of wild.
Let's look ahead to these matchups. Brian Bayo, and then Cutter Crawford and Michael Wacha. Those are your three. For the Twins, it's got to be Bundy, Archer, and Joe Ryan. I think those are the three. So what do you expect here, Brandon? I know there's a comment here. I want to talk to Samson. Doesn't matter who the Red Sox put out there. It's true. The Twins have made mid or poor starters look very good. Not all the time, like they got to Jacob Junis today, but they have done that this year, which it happens in baseball, but it feels like it's happened more to the Twins. What do you expect out of their offense in this series?
Yeah, when I saw that comment in the queue, the two guys that came to mind were Tucker Davidson of the Angels, who came in with just horrendous numbers, and then the guy from the Rangers, whose name is escaping me.
Arihara.
Kohei Arihara. So they got to come out and perform. It feels like, though, you have Arise, who was on a 1 for 21, start swinging it a little better. Kepler swinging it a little better, and Correa swinging it a little better. While those guys are usually near the top of the order, it'll be on them to get Jose Miranda going again, and then at that point, the top of their order should be in pretty good shape. But yeah, they've had just enough guys go into those slumps at the same time that it felt like a team-wide kind of like an epidemic. And so if they're coming out of it, I don't know if we necessarily saw it. Is 20 runs in 3 games good? I guess, yeah, it's pretty solid. So maybe they're on their way. Let's hope so.
Red Sox next at home at Target Field. 2 out of 3 would be 5 out of 6 on the homestand. That would be great. A clean sweep would be a winning streak, I believe, is what they would call that. Has been a while for the Twins, but hopefully they keep it going. Brandon, thank you. Thanks, everybody, for commenting. And let's all go cheer for America's team.